Hades, the eldest son of the Titans Cronus and Rhea, was destined for a path unlike his siblings. While his brothers, Zeus and Poseidon, would come to rule the sky and the sea, Hades was given dominion over the underworld, a vast and shadowy realm far beneath the earth. The division of the cosmos was a result of the Titanomachy, a great war between the Olympian gods and the Titans, in which the Olympians emerged victorious. After the war, the three brothers drew lots to divide the realms. Zeus drew the sky, Poseidon the sea, and Hades the underworld. The underworld was not a place of punishment alone. It was the final destination for all souls, a place where the dead would find their eternal rest. Hades ruled this realm with a stern but fair hand. His presence was one of quiet power, commanding respect through his unyielding authority. Unlike the capricious Zeus or the tempestuous Poseidon, Hades was a god of order and inevitability. His domain was absolute and his power was inescapable. The entrance to his kingdom was guarded by Cerberus, the monstrous three-headed dog, whose fierce loyalty ensured that no soul could leave once it had entered. Charon, the ferryman of the dead, carried the souls across the river Styx, a dark and foreboding boundary between the world of the living and the dead. The souls were required to pay Charon for passage, a practice that led the living to bury their dead with a coin in their mouths. Hades was not a god of malice, but rather of necessity. The souls of the dead were his responsibility, and he took this role seriously. His realm was one of shadows and echoes, where the dead wandered in a state of existence that was neither truly living nor completely gone. The underworld was divided into different regions: the Elysian fields, where the virtuous souls found peace; the Asphodel meadows, where ordinary souls lingered in a state of indifference; and Tartarus, a deep abyss where the wicked were punished. Despite his grim responsibilities, Hades was not devoid of emotion. He was a god after all, and like all gods he had desires and longings, yet his existence was a lonely one. The underworld, vast and unchanging, offered little in the way of companionship. The dead were not company, and the silence of the shadows only deepened his solitude. Hades's isolation was a stark contrast to the vibrant lives of his brothers. Zeus ruled the heavens with thunder and lightning, surrounded by gods and goddesses in Olympus. Poseidon commanded the seas with a mighty trident, the ocean waves bowing to his will. Hades, however, ruled alone in the dark, his kingdom far removed from the life and light above. In time, this loneliness would drive Hades to seek companionship. He became enamored with Persephone, the daughter of Demeter, the goddess of the harvest. Persephone's beauty captivated him, and he resolved to make her his queen. With the consent of Zeus, Hades abducted Persephone, bringing her to the underworld to reign by his side. This act, though driven by a genuine desire for companionship, would lead to great sorrow and upheaval. Demeter's grief over the loss of her daughter plunged the world into famine, as she refused to allow the earth to bear fruit until Persephone was returned to her. In the end, a compromise was reached. Persephone would spend part of the year with her mother and the rest with Hades. This arrangement gave rise to the cycle of the seasons, with Persephone's return to the underworld marking the onset of winter and her return to the earth heralding spring. Hades, though still a solitary ruler of the dead, found some solace in his queen. The underworld, while still a place of shadows, now had a small glimmer of light, a reminder that even in the darkest of realms there could be some semblance of companionship and warmth.